Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos, where I take a look at the Senate races going on across America in 2024 and give you my thoughts, analysis, and predictions on the races. And today we are taking a trip to Big Sky Country in the state of Montana, and a seat currently held by the Democratic Party. The current incumbent senator is Senator Jon Tester. Senator Tester is currently serving in his third term. In 2018, Senator Tester's margin of victory was just over 3.5%. In 2020, Donald Trump won the state of Montana with a margin of victory of just over 16%. In the 2024 election at the presidential level, there's no doubt how the state of Montana will vote. Montana voted for Donald Trump in 2020. It voted for Donald Trump in 2016. And it will vote for Donald Trump in this election over Vice President Kamala Harris. Neither campaign is contesting this election at the presidential level. Let's take a look at the two nominees. The Democratic nominee is the current incumbent Senator Jon Tester. Senator Tester has served in the United States Senate since 2006. Prior to that, he served in the Montana State Senate. Senator Tester is also a farmer and a butcher and lives a really rugged rural lifestyle and is noted for that. Senator Tester has defied political gravity since becoming to the Senate. It was in 2006, he won in a Democratic wave year against a very flawed incumbent senator, and in 2012 he won in a divided field which featured a libertarian, which allowed him to coast to victory with a plurality. In 2018, also a Democratic wave year, Senator Tester was reelected on the backs of a very flawed Republican candidate that was seen as very extreme by most people. And it was a very close race. Obviously, he won by just 3% as an incumbent Democrat in a wave year. But other Democrats in similar states lost that year. So Senator Tester should be commended for that. Senator Tester is really focused on Montana issues and voted the will of his constituents since coming into office. He serves on the Indian Affairs Committee and has really been active in that area. He has fought for rural issues since coming to the Senate. Obviously, Montana is a rural state, and he lives in a rural community and makes it a point to get back to Montana as often as he can. The Republican nominee is Tim Sheehy. Mr. Sheehy is a businessman. Sheehy is quite young. He's in his 30s. He served as a Navy SEAL and is a real self-funder. As I mentioned, he's an entrepreneur and a veteran. There are questions, though, about how he sustained an injury in campaign events. He has claimed that the injury was suffered in combat, and other incidents indicate that it occurred in a national park, and he was written a citation for that. It was a self-inflicted wound, and he was fined for it. It was to the arm. Mr. Sheehy has also made some disparaging comments about Native Americans, but Republicans are very much behind him and have spent a lot of money in this race. Let's take a look at the combined totals of the primaries. Republicans got about 63% of primary ballots cast, and Democrats got about 36%. So about two-thirds cast ballots for Republicans, just under two-thirds cast ballots for Republicans, and just over a third cast ballots for Democrats. How do I think this race is going to turn out? Jon Tester has defied political gravity for a long time. Jon Tester has won races that it seems like he shouldn't have, and has often benefited from weak candidates or a third party. That is not the case this time. Republicans got a candidate who the entire party coalesced behind really early. He had some minor opposition in the primaries, but that didn't amount to much. And Republicans have spent a lot of money on this race. Democrats have spent a lot of money on this race. But I think the national environment and the partisan lean of Montana is going to finally catch up to this race. And I think Tim Sheehy will be the next senator from the state of Montana. Democrats have done well in Senate races in Montana. This will be the first time in over 100 years, if Sheehy wins, that both senators from the state of Montana will be Republican. It'll be the first time since the passage of the 17th Amendment. It is a dramatic shift. So Tim Sheehy will be elected to the United States Senate, and that will be a pickup for the Republican Party. And I will see you in a few days as we discuss some of the remaining races.